know, one dude.
So, finally, I'm going to talk about Jessica X. So, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna put making a new video of Scoreboard. This scoreboard is personal to me because, well, it vindicates me from being right about your girl Jessica X. So, I want to get my standing ovation because I was absolutely right about that fake UK voice, catfish ass female Jessica X. The Black Manosphere was every manosphere was created for men to have a buffer system because the general society was never going to help men. They don't help us with jobs. They don't speed up the process. You know, people that was screaming about the trucking industry, now that shit got bust bubbled because now we see why certain persons was okay with one side hiring illegal immigrants and putting them on the road, but you know how all these different people came over here and they was flooding this country um with some of these people to the point where now a lot of areas don't have workers and a lot of these companies don't want to pay. They're going bankrupt or whatever. It's funny that the manosphere was created for men to have a break from regular society, to not be to be told that they wasn't nothing was wrong with them. It was something wrong with the society. The manosphere was a mental, physical, and a financial break from the regular society. We were supposed to help each other with bills, help each other channels grow, help each other make money, and we was supposed to have ability to help each other navigate through the dating field. It wasn't just that. It wasn't just self-improvement. The bad faith actors came in this space. They only came in this space to get back at black women and to come up with a strategy based off certain people experience to be able to go back to black women. To go back to black women. The Black Manosphere had O'Shea, who is a big simp, pro-black piece of shit, who was putting on pro-black guys, preaching to the men in the space, and he brung so many bad people in the space, he abandoned it because it start to make him look bad, right? Then you had Angry Man, who was a Pookie, and he wanted to bring in as many Pookies as possible to try to give them a second chance, all the while step on the people who this was originally created for. The Black Manosphere was supposed to celebrate black men's ability to not have kids out of wedlock, to stay out of jail. It was supposed to be a morale boost for men. If we couldn't help you financially, we would help you mentally. Do you know how many people that in this space who took their lives? Do you know how many people in this space stop from taking their life because they heard the manosphere and they heard podcasts and they knew that they wasn't the only one having to deal with the same shit that everybody else dealt with? We had all these fake advice given us. They was telling us that You needed to go to New York to get women. They told us to go to the South. They told us to go to the church, HBCU, and all of them turned out to be wrong and fraudulent. Remember when in space, your boy Ramil was out here telling motherfuckers to go to Atlanta? Well, Atlanta is one of the worst places for HIV ever now. There's so many places in America that has high HIV, but somehow these dudes told you to go there. You would have been walking around. Remember I told you a few years ago of a guy who tried to take his own life and his girl ended up giving him HIV, and me and him used to be friends. All of my old subscribers remember that story I told you. And now people believe me. They're like, oh, I don't believe you. And they're like, oh shit. Yeah, I remember you told me that story about the guy who took his own life and he told you a loser and stuff like that, and then he tried to hang himself because his quote unquote good black woman cheated on him and gave him HIV. Yeah. The shit was going on for years. That's why I said their concepts, everybody's concepts turn out to be false and fraudulent. Even your boy Super Sly literally made a video that I downloaded, by the way. So if he takes that shit down, I still got it. That says pretty much what we've been saying for the past 10 years or so. How it's funny that after you're gone and after all the content creators stepped out, that this is people out here pretty much telling you how bad it is. Somebody who was telling you how, oh, it's good women out here. It's so much bullshit that dude said. But it's not about that. Now, we let the wrong people into space and we end up destroying it. We didn't need to hear women. And if women came into space, you should have charged them. One thing that I agree with Ramil is that you charge women. You should have never let them come up into space, because once you let them go on up to space, they would disrespect everyone in the room without knowing anybody's ranks. I talked about this years ago about how when it's a man space, women will come in and they would disrespect people that's high ranking and try to put a man they think should be in a high ranking in that position, even though that person has no tools. He's not qualified, but they don't care because they're women and they're emotional. They like who they like and they want to put that position there. They've been doing that for years now. Jessica X came into space, used a few fools, and the same guys who she used not here no more. Zero was cool with her, let her live, even though they had Zero and Jessica X had a couple back and forth during the pandemic on Aegon's stream, and Aegon turned out to be a super simp, end up having another kid with another woman, thinking that somehow, some way, because a woman has a job and power, she doesn't act ratchet. And guess what? He got played again. Now he has another kid out in the world, another baby mom who don't get along with him. And he looked like a fool with an egg on his face. A lot of people came into space for the wrong reason. They came into space to get back at the black women. They came into space to try to maneuver themselves out of the positions of losing to women. And they end up looking stupid. Remember when back in 2020, 2019, before Austin Holloman, all these guys was talking about how they was going to get their passports. And then when they got stuck here, they end up dating the women here, and then you was looking at them. Remember when Marco was here? Remember Marco, the guy from Colombia, the one of the true guys who was actually knew what he was talking about, an expat in Colombia who knew how to date, who had multiple women, that he never got scoped because he knew how to pick them. Remember him? There's a lot of people that dipped out of the space because they seen these guys for what they was. The Mr. Fantastics, O'Shea, Angry Man, all these different people. This shit was all about them. O'Shea bringing in Taz. Fucking Obsidian bringing in Taz and Nyla. And those motherfuckers was doxing people and everything else. The space was never supposed to be about that. It was supposed to be a buffer system to help men that the government wasn't doing. Instead, women infiltrated it, used it as their own playground, made money off the same men that they talked down to, and insult them. I remember when there was a woman in the space that was talking down to somebody. It was like a year ago, 2 years ago, I think. And she couldn't believe that he had a kid. And the dudes felt disrespected. It's like, okay, so that you don't think that guy can have a kid? And she's like, oh, no. He's like, yeah, you already did it. And basically it made her look stupid. Because all her rhetoric about joining men and, oh, she understands that men and this, men that. I tell you before, if you don't see none of these women donating to men, I don't want them on their channel. I don't know how many women I had on my channel. They never donated. They never hit one button. I called them out for being on Super Sly's side and going on, and even though he talked shit, there was the back and forth between me and Mika or Raining Rummin. All these women who came into space and pretended they care about men showed their ass after they didn't get what they want. They don't show up. That's why I say I don't believe them. Most of these women never showed up when men needed them. Because if you get donated to, then you should donate to every single content creator you can find. It don't have to be $100. It can be $200. It could be $20. Give it back to the space who gave you something. So, there we go.
Sound. That's right, Dr. B. And that's fine. Right.
I don't think it's just how you sound, but take when Sasha was making her point, for example, you all didn't let her finish. You just kind of jumped on her. She didn't even get to explain it. Okay, you just did it again. But that sounds exactly like what you guys are doing. And even if you're saying that personally, that's not the choices that you're making. That's what you're protecting or you're promoting, I should say.
Now, I remember everybody act like she was this different person, right? How she wasn't talking about herself, even though she was talking about herself. And I seen right through her, right?
Other women. So Nicole just said that there are rich men who get women pregnant and say, oh, go and have an abortion. And what you have to realize, at the end of the day, who does the decision lie with, whether or not they have an abortion? It lies with the woman. So that responsibility lies with you. So you have to.
So basically, everybody knew that she was taking talking points from everybody. She took talking points from every single speaker in the manosphere, and she was regurgitating it. She didn't mean it. I told y'all a couple years ago that you can't believe how somebody acts. You got to see how somebody speaks to people. You got to see what comes out their mouth, the patterns that comes out their mouth, what they're so used to saying. Because that shows you, especially when they're mad, that shows you who they really are. You can't take that back. You can't take pattern. You can't take the pattern of what somebody says to people every single day. You can't do it. I can tell you this right now, and it eventually come out. I can literally pretty much dictate who a person is and what kind of friend group they are or where they at or who they come from based off the insults they throw out to other people and based off the kind of words they use every single day. That's why having a conversation for 6 hours is a waste of time. 3 hours is at best. Because that 1 hour, you can just dig. The second hour, you can get a little attitude and push a couple buttons. And the third hour, by that time, you go and leave. You have somebody in that restaurant that you know. Have a conversation with them. Short conversation. And then they won't know that you know that waiter. They won't know that you know the people in that restaurant. See? It's not that hard.
Protect yourself. That's what people are saying. If you choose to get pregnant, that is your choice. You allowed that, and that's why they're saying it lies with the woman.
First of all, who are you?
Yes.
Who are you? That was exactly what people were thinking. Look at Solo. Look at 1MT. They were like,
you're the woman who these men want, right? The woman who's going to sit down and just let them make talk and walk all over, right? That's who
as you can see, I have an opinion.
Now, also, in order to know every single woman, to see if she's a good or bad, you have to ask her particular questions. In this society, women are not supposed to be nice to men. Not even compliment them. Even if somebody's ugly, they're not supposed to get compliments at all. Because in their mind, men are bad. Men are trash. So Jessica X pretended that she was taking swords for the manosphere, at the same time collecting those swords and those arrows so she can use it on her own.
Yes, I have an opinion. Obviously, it takes two people to have a baby. However, entrepreneur, they're going to be a lower earner. All of that taken into account.
Now, do you see Janelle, or whatever her name is? She came into space and she was talking mad shit about the manosphere. Well, fast forward 2025 or 2024, I made a video on her. She is now a male advocate, somebody who is a male dating coach, to try to get you to go to women.
I'd say...
Okay.
Stuff you learn about men. Why aren't you a wife?
No, I told you, even if I did, you guys would... My private life is not going to come onto YouTube. It's really not.
Okay.
So, she got to have privacy, but nobody else had to, right? I remember there was a situation between me and her, and this is the first time I didn't trust her. And I think I have a video in this collection right here to prove that, right? I knew her from the start. I knew she was phony. I knew she was fake. But every single body who was pretending they was somehow this, yeah, what's it called? It was an old head in this space who was always talking, with knowledge. But then he let Jessica X go. Then he was trying to sour on Passport Bros and sour on everything else. And then he's like, you kind of look at him, was like, wait, you seem like an old ass hater. Then he was saying shit behind the scenes about, oh, this is going to be a downfall. And, oh, this and this and this and this and that. And I forgot his name. And it didn't end up happening. Remember, we had in this space, we had old ass pimps. They're not relevant no more. What? Remember Platinum Elite? Or what was the other guy name? Platinum Elite and the other guy. Remember those two? The game, the swing, the smaggling, and all that dumbass language they was doing. Remember them? Oh yeah, I don't remember them either. I seen them in the space and they gone. They didn't have a platform. At some point, when the Black Manosphere started to go down, these people couldn't have panels to go up on. And when they burned certain bridges with certain content creators, the ones that was consistent, like Mr. Fantastic, who's on there now, and they burned bridges with Reg the Bad Guy, because, well, he pretty much destroyed his whole channel because Super Sly. These people didn't have a space to go to. They don't have a space to talk about. Your boy Digital Uncut Underground not making content because, well, he's a political channel. A lot of these guys are going back and forth with the same people. Instead of going with somebody, what's it called? The political people are not going against white political analysts. They're not. They're staying in this space pretending that they're better at political matters than anybody else. You don't see them in space where political experts going against political experts. I'm in multiple spaces. This is how I know about the Xena DeWitt shit and her coming out of jail and stuff like that. I'm looking at Locale Live, USA. People see me in gaming spaces. I see people under. They probably see me under their comment section. I'm under everyone. I'm in the gossip sector too. I'm everywhere. I'm not just in one space. I was never just in one space. They see my comments every single where. People were like, yo, I see you over there in the wrestling community, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'm over there too, blah, 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 blah. They see me everywhere. And the funny part about it is that I use those examples and collect those type of scenarios to pretty much be like, okay, I understand now.
That's right, Dr. B.
They says, no one shares mine. I created my own way.
Now, that's your boy Digital Uncut going against Jessica X. Most of the space put her on. Because if she did put herself on way, she would still have a channel. And she'd be on here. Mind you, no matter if she's a let's see. No matter if she's a catfish or not, it's kind of embarrassing to pretend you cared about men, and then when the space become less lucrative and there's less people with power in the space, you leave the space. It means you didn't care, right? All these fake female advocates or male advocates, pretty much a lot of them are dwindling. Half of them are dwindled. Half of them don't got many views no more. Half of them people don't even listen to like that. And the only few that people do listen to is because, they want somebody to cater to them. They don't really believe that these people really care about them.
Y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas, man. Y'all niggas, man. Hey. Y'all niggas, man. Look at y'all niggas, man.
And this was about 3 years ago. Y'all made the worst mistakes of your life by siding with Jessica X, but in the context of it, it was like, man, it made us feel like no one cared about what we were saying, because we told everybody that she didn't belong in the space. We told everybody that she should never belonged in a space and she wasn't speaking for men. Even guys who somehow said they get women was letting her speak. See, when Austin Holloman first came in, I was trying to give the guy a benefit of the doubt. I was like, hey man, this is a young guy. He's traveling. He will expose just how fucked up this shit is. But he started acting like a little female. He had same similarities as Jessica X. And then eventually, the same dude who walked around with a passport bro. The fuck? The same guy who walked around with the passport bro logo on his chest turned on him. And then he turned to Mr. Africa. And well, you see how that turned out. I tried to tell people that she was fake and phony, that half of the women in this space was fake and phony. No one listened. They even, left my channel and said some egregious shit about me. And I said, okay, you'll learn. One guy, Jerome Whiteside, was so faithful to Jessica X as he thought he was going to get some pussy from her or something. He ended up turning on the whole space because Jessica X didn't give him mod power. And then he ended up talking about the black manosphere, talking about he protecting black women. then they used him as a tool and then threw his ass to the side and they turned on him. He was doxing people. He was doing that girl shit, screaming at people, yelling at people, and then eventually they turned on his ass.
Look at you. Jessica X, you so did, Jessica X. You sure did. Y'all niggas, look at y'all niggas, man. Hey, lovers. Thank you, lovers. You know, listen, man. Listen. How did you repay Ed? How did you pay Ed back? How did you repay Ed?
I was really embarrassed by all the people who had let her up. I only have respect for one group. Shout out to Mad Bus Driver, Babatunde Umata, and all the SYSBM who kicked her ass the fuck out of that chat back then, who didn't acknowledge her. They were the only ones that I seen that didn't give a fuck about her. They're the only ones, Black Manosphere, that was standing. This is why I made videos endorsing them, that if you gonna come to SYSBM, you better act right. I love the fact that they have standards for their mindset to be SYSBM, because that's how it should have been in the Manosphere. Never let every single time black people create something, they always want to let the niggas in. They always want to let bitches in. And when the shit get destroyed, these idiots looking dumb. And then you're in a crater and you're trying to look for the next place to go. And then eventually people are going to put the standards all the way up so they don't have to deal with this shit anymore. Someone tried to ask me that why would I put a manosphere, black manosphere? I don't want to be the leader of that shit, because trust me, people are going to fucking hate me based off the standards that I'm going to put out there. So I don't even have the right capital and none of that to make a black manosphere or a new black manosphere, because trust me, there's going to be a lot of vetting, and there might be like 20 people in that damn black manosphere, new black manosphere. It'll be ran like a fucking well-oiled machine. Women won't even show the fuck up. And if they show up to get in the chat, they gotta pay. They gotta pay right then and there. And it'll be $100 each. I know they have it. $100 to get into the chat. That's it. And I don't think that's against no TOS or anything. $100 to get into the chat. Or members only, whatever, right? And they start saying some crazy shit. Bop, boop, you're out. Like, nope, you disrespecting the people. You don't use words like that. We let y'all let this shit happen.
What did you get out of doing that, bro?
She turned on Game Changer. So it wasn't really a troll. It was her trying to her speaking her honest point of saying she did it all by herself. She don't give a fuck about Kuda telling her to get a channel. She don't care about Aegon helping her put out her streams. She don't care about Mr. Fantastic being this fucking tall ass gorilla simp as what's his name? Reg the Bad Guys would say. She didn't care about anything. See, that's the whole point about having a man's space, when having a little bit of next to no integrity at all. So basically, I talked about that. That was 3 years ago.
A wrench, so it accidentally took your wrench when I was trying to delete the message, right?
Nobody want to hear that. Nobody want to hear that. So you in your feelings over
They're gonna have a conversation.
I was getting my point.
And Jerome, the dude who had the lace front or whatever, trying to look pretty for other men, jumped out the window for her. And the only thing that this dude could have did was apologize for his transgression. But you know what he did? He turned on the whole space and started talking about the whole space. All of this is documented. All of this. I feel vindicated because I told motherfuckers about that. This is why you don't have females in your space. Remember that piece of shit guy? I forgot the guy name that. Remember when Game Changer had that situation with Neon Eyes and that other dude said something about how she was pretty and I checked him? Oh yeah, I can come back. Third World Columbia. I don't never forget shit. I can come back right now. Find where the nigga live at. Find where all these people live at. And dick and fuck them all up with a surprise attack. See if they can they stay strapping and just hit them over the head with something. Hit them over and knock them over the head and Roger Jackson them motherfuckers. Because they don't know that I'm coming. Remember, it happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago. A lot of these guys, I remember these guys. A lot of them. And I don't be sitting here steaming and seeming. No. When a certain situation comes, how my memory works is when it's about dates, pictures, sounds, and also about what was going on at that time, and then I piece it together like it's a puzzle. That's how my memory works, and it works super fast.
He spoke to someone and I let him know that he by accident, and that's as soon as he comes back, he'll get it back. Wait.
It is his turn.
Okay, cool.
So Game Chat, this is not the only time she done done some messed up stuff against you. When you was beefing with Angry Man, she goes into his channel showing love to Angry Man. And fantastic Yellow Teeth Bandit self.
Coming from the nigga with a lace front beard,
I care about the boy so much. Why couldn't he promote his channel on your channel?
The wrench.
Now, mind you, this was the biggest cheerleader of Jessica X. There were so many people that I lost digital respect for because they was champion Jessica X. They was hanging out with her. You know, real life respect. I don't know these people. But digital respect. You got to say it like that, digital respect. Because you don't know them. And I'm starting to like side eye a lot of people. I'm like, yeah, let me not be on these people's channels no more. And let me get out of their chats. Let me get out of their comment sections. And I start running out of people to listen to in the Black Manosphere. And it was because they was letting Naima run her fucking mouth. They was letting fucking all these different people run their mouth and do all this and say this shit to everybody. And it was like you making sure that everybody don't want to come into space no more. And guess what? Look what we have. You have less content creators in this in the red pill space. The guys like myself, JJ Starwin, a couple other guys, we're small channels. We didn't matter when the shit was going on. You know, guys like Brian Solange, who's a fucking piece of shit guy who went against Passport Bros and everybody else, and then end up having a failed mass shooter try to do something on the train, and then he got his website taken away or taken down by the FBI. So there's a lot of shit that transpired in this space with people like this. Black men in general. It shows me that none of you, it's starting to show that a lot of people just don't want to leave this bullshit behind. They don't want to stand on any type of standards at all. This is why a lot of black men go to other countries and other cultures, because they stand on business. They got standards. They don't let anybody in unless you work your ass off to get in. Do you see white people letting hillbilly hicks in their high echelon groups? No. Do you see that doing Latinos? No. Asians? No. Indian? No. You gotta damn well be in your upper 30s in order to get into a prestigious group in some of these in some of these nationalities. That's almost 15 years of work to even notice, to even get in the door. But somehow, some way, y'all niggas dropped the ball and let all these different people come in. Mind you, it was a whole bunch of hood niggas that come in there trying to pretend that they was something else, and then they started calling people lame and losers and all that. Then the fake players, the Roger and Allen Currys came in with his stupid ass stories. Other guys came in this space. I'm like, man, this space is just so fucked up. This is peak when the space was here. The downfall was already happening.
Getting taken away was accident. I took GC's wrench by accident. I was trying to
nobody took me.
No, because you were the guys that dropped the link. I was trying to delete the message.
Cool with Angry Man the same day.
Like it. I told them to stop it. One thing that you'll know, and some right, and this is
and it's like, bro, not only is he trolling, bro, you letting this nigga get on some dirty shit.
So, see, back then, I had a whole list that was 32 women. I called all of them out. I'm not going to reiterate all of the videos that I have. You can see the video that I have from 2 years ago. You can go type it in and hear my analysis back then. I called this out years ago. The fake phony. And if they don't, they got to do more. So that and you carried around. See, I remember when China White was coming into space, acting like she cared about men and trying to talk soft. It always seemed fake and phony, just like Jessica X. I can't believe y'all let an avatar sabotage the space, and y'all wanted her to be taken seriously. I remember when she had a live stream talking about incels, and I'm like, that's the easy target. I'm like, everything she's saying is just pattern. I have more people nowadays. I'm hearing people that used to come on, know me, who listened to me for years, and they're like, damn, you was right all along about the space, about all this. I'm like, it was just me analyzing it while it was going on. Now it's over. You got a few voices in this space. It don't mean shit. It don't have the same shit. Your boy Obsidian came back. Who gives a fuck about him? He don't got no fucking power. All that money he spent on his ratchet ass chick, overweight, ugly, unattractive chick. Nobody give a fuck about him wearing no suit. Coming online now. Nobody gives a fuck about that shit. It's just, where's Angry Man nowadays? Because he had a fallout with the people he used to be on panels with. And O'Shea is just a gossip girl. That's all. They fell from grace. What happened to Solo? Go back. Go back to my videos and see all these people that I talked about and how prevalent they are nowadays. It's half of them not even on. They had an excuse. Oh, I'm in real life. I'm doing real life. I don't got no excuse. I just say I fell out with the shit. I said truthfully, I fell out with it. I just don't want to make videos. I just don't want to talk about certain things anymore like that. Well, I don't want to talk about it over and over and over again. But I want to talk about the whole idea. Because then that will let people see these videos. And some of my videos even grew. My old videos even grew. When people found out, it's like, yo, he talked about that a couple years ago. About this dude. Fuckers who grew up in whatever, right? I made small videos here and there about the fake act, and then they relax. But mine, to just get barely in chat.
CY situation from like 3 years ago.
See, and this is the thing that I say over here talking all this. See,
Oh, you consider fat versus what we consider fat, I think, are two.
Now, this Platinum Elite dude should have never been in the space. He should have been banned all across the board. Everybody who allows certain people like this, like Game Changer, they wasn't here to help men. They wasn't here to basically, they wasn't here for men's, they was there for themselves for entertainment, right? I never seen streams about how much money men had to spend on child support. I never seen money about the cheating women. I never hear none of these stuff. The concepts that I made up back then. And I said, why this space never had that? Right? Getting online, talking to the guys who was hurt. How much do these divorce costs is? Show me receipts. Courtroom, all the stuff and everything. They never had shows like this. This is always just a back and forth bullshit. And I'm looking at these guys and I'm like, yeah, I can't fuck with them no more. Game Changer was the main guy. He was one of the first dudes that I threw in the trash. Like, I ain't watching this dude no more. When he was supporting Danica Marie, and I never seen Game Changer support any other dude. There's a couple other guys that I didn't see anybody supporting. They was only here to grab the money up, but they wasn't here to support people. I supported many people. I think I went on Bobby Tudo Mano's website and supported him. I think I've definitely supported Reg the Bad Guy. And I took my Patreon away from that motherfucker because what happened with, There's a few content creators that I try to support. And they spit in my face. Other than Bobby Tune. A lot of people spit in my face. And I'm like, okay, I ain't fucking with them no more. I can't do it. And I start holding and I'm like, nah. I'll spend my money towards my entertainment. Because the entertainment, that's on me. And guess what? I got Paramount Plus for almost, 2 years now? I can watch it if it's a long ass line or I'm waiting for something or something else. I just whip out Paramount Plus and watch some TV shows and something to let the time go fast. It's an asset to me. I'm not a motherfucker online who talking shit and then expect me to give them money. Don't be rude and surprised you don't get a pleasant response. Now, this is from 5 years ago. Back in 2020. I called her out. There's a lot of people in this space. Well, there's a lot of people that used to be in this space. They're not in the space no more. Because they didn't have a platform to get off their shit. Let's see. Can show you. Now, do you remember her? There's a lot of people that I clocked in this space back then. And this was 6 years ago, by the way. I talked about this plenty of times. But now I'm vindicated. I won. I was right about almost everything in the space. The space should have never had women in it. Should have never had men in it. And if they did, you should have put these women, hey, why don't you subscribe or hit that person's Cash App if you come in this space? I don't need the money. Oh, yeah, help that guy right there. Oh, yeah, do this, do that, do this, do that. Show them that they worth it. Female content creators need to be pushed to a point where it proves that. That's why I said before, I don't even fuck about OnlyFans chicks. For me, I think they should pay up. I think that they should pay up. They get money off of men easily. They should give male content creators. And I'm talking about red pill guys. Even if they don't like them, well, who cares? This is your tax to going around saying dumb shit. This is a couple years ago too. Mind you, this is The ugly Muslim lady, who everybody act like she was this great person. Let me see her name. Let me see. The fake male advocates. There we go.
So,
let's see. Oh, fuck her. What's her name? Yeah, there we go. Crimson Cure. That's her name right there. Calling niggas incels and shit like that. People who want to help men don't call people incels. And the verbiage. A lot of these people. It's a shame what happened to the space. It's a shame that it's cratered. But hey, y'all did this. Not the people that I'm talking to, but if you were a part of the people who was out there having a flag for Jessica X, yeah, you're the reason why. And guess what? I'm happy. Now you see what it is. Half you niggas seem like y'all didn't have any kind of... Y'all didn't know about women. Because if you knew about women, it's easy to tell how they speak, how they talk, and how they try to emotionally manipulate you. She didn't have to... She emotionally manipulated guys into thinking that she was on their side, even though she was using talking points from other people. And those other people were better content creators than her. It feels good. And also it feels a little boring to always be right. But hey, my scoreboard is about 102. 100 wins and 2 lost. I'm tired of being undefeated, man. I'm tired of being not undefeated. I'm tired of being this monster, man.